elbow in.
Elbow down.
Yeah.
Elbow in.
Easy. Maybe just taps. What do you think?
I don't think it's going to get much better than that.
All right, so you're going to have to fly really slow because
We're blind.
too much resistance through the water column might try and pull it out of our hands.
Roger.
What do you think, AJ?
Yeah.
We got both the nips on it. We got it up out of the mud.
I think it's good. I think we have to be careful when we get to the platform to put it down real slow because it's tippy. So if we like pull it, we can pull the grating off really easily. But I think it's definitely we're in a good position here.
I could try and get it. We could try and get it a little higher, a little scarier, closer to the bumper bar there. But you can see it's getting.
I don't know that helps us. We can't really sit down to do it anyways, I don't think, because we're going to have to put it in from the back, right? Like we're going to have to be facing the wall and flying.
But I think we can put our porch out and, yeah, I don't know. We either set it down flying or set it, ideally we could land and then place it with the manipulators.
Well, then we want to be 90 degrees to it.
Yeah, we're going to turn 90, right?
Yeah, but we need to be 90. If we're going to be able to land, you can only be on either side of it, really, up there. There's no space behind it on the ledge.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking, that the right light adjustment will be very tricky.
So
yeah,
we could back away, because I know we can't really get anywhere around it here. But there's nowhere flat to put it elsewhere, so I don't know. I think we really just have to go for it. We're plugged in, so we can't really go find a flat spot.
Is the left-hand side hooked under that oiling?
No.
Okay.
Okay, Jake, well, if you can get out of here without kissing anything and come up, and then we'll hover with it. Before we do that, how's Atlantis position and view optimal? I think so, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Might be. But it's heavy, so basically it's gonna land you, right? I don't know how much control you have over it. You might lose your vision here, so. And hopefully that cable won't get caught. Maybe we can get a shot of that on the way out. I'm going to tilt down a little, Jake.
Roger, tilt down.
Trying to see the cable going around the rock there. Yeah, cable's free. Sweet. I was worried about the one. So the other loop's the one you can see in front of the porch. I'd keep coming up on that heading, come up well above it.
So there it is in upper cam.
Yeah. So you want our heading to be like 315-ish for this?
Yeah, more like 0. Yeah, 315. Whichever one puts you perpendicular.
Yeah, I messed up there. I should have figured out what that is.
I mean, we'll just line ourselves with the grating.
Atlanta cam. You just look like you're a snail with ears.
Yeah, that's a good one. They're kind of illuminated too.
So you want to be Are heading left. Yeah, roger.
Who picked this spot?
The other ship, obviously.
So I would stay above it and get well lined up and then figure out what that heading is. And hopefully you can slowly control your descent and we can...
I don't know if we can get a tow on the ledge to the right of the grading at this heading. There's nothing on the left side to stabilize the sub.
If Jake has good control of it, he can just set it right where we want it.
Yeah.
I'll let him play around with it here for a minute. Get comfortable flying around with a wash machine in front of him. So any lateral you try and do will pull your heading off probably. And that Atlanta might be pulling you to your clockwise a little bit.
To complicate matters, we want this as far forward as we could get it so it doesn't tip back.
Is that what that weight is for too?
Yeah. Watch the lights. They're awfully close to the wall, but otherwise they're really good.
So we gotta count how many grates in you want it in the down camera there. Pick a number.
Yeah,
6,
4.
8, 4? Okay, just on the other side of the weight, I think, Jake.
I just like flying it in there.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like a moon landing game.
The heading is
Heading's
just
off.
not.
As much to the left as possible.
Well, the weight's on the left.
Come back up a bit.
You can't get,
I
the
could-
nose can't be on that weight plate.
We could move Atalanta so it's more behind you. If
Don't
it's
we feed
pulling
here?
you around.
Like,
You want a little
like,
step east?
Friggin' square.
That's not going to do it.
What do you think, Jake? Is Atalanta pulling you? Or?
It's bigger than that, isn't it?
I think that'll help.
There's our chat.
If we put
Yeah.
it down, we can always sit down and then adjust it.
Come up and hold it. We'll move 10 meters east on it.
There's a good, on each side, there's a good
You wanna
1, 2,
move,
3,
Jake?
4, some 5.
Meters.
5 squares on each side.
Yeah.
Okay. 10 meters?
This freaking images, they don't blow up.
Bridge,
1,
nav.
2, 3. Even more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5,
Can we
6.
have 10 meters
1, 2,
east, please? Thank you.
4. What do you think?
But look at this weight. It's 1, 2,
Yeah,
3,
this is-
4, 5, 6, 7 squares in.
I wonder. So Dirk he thought that if we did like facing this way, this light will be too close to the wall, do you think?
I don't know.
It looks like it's going to fit to the right of the weights
Yeah,
and in front of the little round thing that's bolted
yeah,
on there.
that's where I think it'll fit.
So maybe you line the right side of the instrument up with the right side of the grate. And of course get your pegs in perfectly square, symmetrical.
Wonder if we should shove some bead bags in.
I thought about it, but they're not, you can't build them up. There's not enough bead bags in meth.
Once I land, I'm just going dead stick, right? Nothing I can really do.
Yeah. It should just gently land there and stay there.
Yeah, that's one. That's okay.
Beautiful. That grate's holding a Tempo Mini and a Herc.
It's a great.
It's right in the middle.
What?
The spike. The
Are you
spike is right in the...
Yeah, it might shift if we let go.
Are you comfy there, Dick?
I'm a little worried
Yep.
about the crate falling this way once Herc lets go.
Okay, I think we'll let go with the, we'll get off it with the Orion first.
Yeah.
It's kind of there in the cable. That should still anchor us in theory with the craft. In theory.
Ooh.
Perfect. Okay, I'm off it. Hot off it. I might have to actually thrust down a little.
That's a great spot if you can stay there.
Yeah. Can't quite get off it with the Orion there.
Yep.
That's really good.
I see what I gotta do.
I think your forward leg might be on a plate.
If you can hold that, I gotta play around with the Orion to get off.
You're loose. You're free.
Roger. Come on. Okay, I'm gonna let go with the other one, right? Ready?
Yeah.
All right.
Ready to run away?
Yep.
Nice.
Okay.
Sorry, I was hung up there. I couldn't quite cleanly get
Too
off the
close, I
Orion.
think.
It's too close, he says.
No, I mean... Yeah.
Yeah.
We're
What are
gonna-
the lights going to see?
Let's, check
Yeah.
what the camera's looking at as...
Do a little inspection. Do we want to power it on?
Yeah, that would be nice too.
Okay. So we'll get systems to power on
extend with your HD.
JB12, port J7.
Look, the lights are perfect. Point it
Yeah.
down.
It's true.
No, but we
I thought
wanna-
we were going to be looking up, actually.
Yeah, we want to point it up. We want to
Point
point
it
it
up.
Yeah.
Ah.
Whoa.
So one maybe issue is that the leg is on the plate weight, but I'm not sure if it's an issue. Like it's kind of a
It's on the weight.
if it ain't broke thing. It's not like it's level anyways.
No, that's making it level.
No, I think that's the high side, isn't it?
I can't remember.
Do you think we could?
No, we cranked the other side up.
Yeah, but we didn't get it all the way.
I'm just making stuff up there.
I like the how confident you were, though.
Systems is working on getting that powered on now.
Awesome, thank you.
If we have to grab this thing again, it's going to end up 10 meters down on the seafloor.
It's definitely not the ideal distancing, but
You're gonna turn your. Oh, leave them on.
Well, that is one precarious camera. It's going to have a very close view of those worms, though.
Yeah, that's what you want. If it's touching, you're too close.
so ideal it will.
Yeah, but we can't because it'll tip the whole thing back. There's no support on this leg.
Yeah. What if we create support?
We're not. With what? With beanbags?
Weights?
We're going to slide weights in there?
Why not?
Because they're never going to stay. I think you're pushing your luck there, Fabio. That's a cliff. This slopes down like that.
There's no space in here for.
And when we're doing that and we crumble this, what happens then?
Game over.
The whole thing comes down.
Yeah, and it's a full day lost.
Well, let's see how this looks.
Are you turning the camera on?
Yeah.
Oh, go give them some
Yes.
light, Jake. Light
Still
up
standing
those.
by for the power.
Can we land? Can we land there? Would that be all right?
Yeah, we've been there before. I'll put the porch out.
Yeah. Try to keep this light out of your brow.
It's either going to be porch or it's going to be your left brow and the two burn bushes, whatever comes first.
Sit.
Ready?
Ready?
Porch up. We want to, if you land where we can adjust that light, that would be cool. I was there, you can see where I parked the porch right there, top left in this camera.
Yeah.
Maybe bring your head around a little more first so I can
Oh,
smack that light.
okay. It's already showing up here. Let's see.
Are you on the Starlink?
No.
I just barely nudged in.
Do I need to?
Oh, it'll go way faster.
Because I was on
You're going to
Jira
want to be a little higher, Jake.
and,
so I
and
can
for
adjust
annotate I
that
need
light.
to be on the Nautilus, but let's
Yeah, something like
Starlink.
that. Just a toe. A baby toe.
AG, some folks are curious, could we put a ratchet strap around this to keep it in place?
Ratchet straps are really difficult to do underwater.
Yeah, if it was sitting on the back of my trailer or in my truck.
Kind of need an anchor point to strap it to.
any laterals and you're dead. It will, the laterals will blow into the cliff on your left there. It's going to be more forward than down, but some combo of it. Might hardly need any down, just enough to keep it from. And auto head and some ahead, it should hold it.
Huh? How come
They're working on it.
I see on it? Okay.
You'll probably want to hold it.
If you're happy, could we get a zoom on this leg?
Roger. We're still
Yep, that's fine.
seeing if Perk's going to hold there. Jake has his hands off the controls, so. Well, no, he's holding it. He's holding it in. Beautiful. That's a landing with 20% verts only.
How bad an idea do you think it would be to try to move this plate out? Oops.
Bad.
If we tried to move that plate,
It's the legs.
It's in there.
It's
The
in
legs
there, eh?
pinning the plate. Yeah.
yeah, so it would just rotate with it, or
I think it's sitting on the plate and the legs pinning the plate
yeah,
and the back leg is in the grate.
yeah.
Yeah, I think you're.
I think
It's already a bad idea to adjust this light right here, which we're ready to do.
Yeah, well, that's what we're going to be doing.
All right, you ready to do that?
Yep.
Come wide. Video.
It's like right up and close here, so.
Can we cannot see the camera from here, right?
No. Just the we can see
I
the
can see
paddle
the
on
camera.
the
See it on
top.
the in this upper camera.
Yeah,
Slightly.
you can see it in there.
I can actually.
You can actually see it here as well a little. It's looking pretty much horizontal.
And that screen right there, the one in front of me. A beautiful view of the camera.
So you want this pointing up at this, eh?
Well, there's a lot of shimmering up there.
Say
In
when.
the center,
on
there
the
was
light.
more.
Yeah, keep going. Keep going. All right,
Maybe.
that's good
Yeah,
for now.
For now,
So why don't we wait here until we get picture on the camera?
Roger. I may or may not be able to move the camera from here. I probably
Yeah.
could.
It's a crafty system to move the camera.
What's that?
The way that they've done the
Yeah,
the
you
ratchet
just,
for the camera. It's pretty clever.
Pardon me. So, do you think we'll move it again from here?
No.
Okay. Lynette, could I get a position, please, for this location? Absolutely. Thank you so much. You're welcome.
I think we're pushing our luck to touch it.
yeah, totally.
That's all the confirmation I needed. Oops.
The grate was actually surprisingly stable. It's
Yeah.
you know, it's a heavy piece of grate.
It started to slide off that.
It did.
Pillar,
there,
though, at
there was
one
a
point?
little bit of
Yeah.
movement off the pillar when we were flying with it.
I thought it would have been.
That
more.
would have been game over. That was a very dicey operation. Well done, both of you.
Yeah, Jake's got a cool man look on the sticks there.
Add that to your highlight reel.
Is it a question, how are we going to clean it next year if it hasn't fallen off by then? And quite frankly, that's a future us problem, not a current us problem.
Thanks, Lynette.
We
You're
can
welcome.
strap a T-boss pointing down from Herc.
You need a water jet cleaner that you can stick out there with a neuron pump. Probably not saying that right. The kind of pump you often find in the engine room on the ship. It will pump anything, including salt water. High pressure wand.
Now, Dan, when you work with Herc, his movements are instantaneous, or is there a delay?
It's Herc weighs 6,200 and change last time we weighed it, plus or minus,
Right.
a couple hundred pounds of ONC jewelry. So moving that mass is a lot like, moving your car or anything else that weighs that much. But it's kind of a combination of a drone and a boat. So there's no resistance, or very little resistance, for her to displace the water a small amount. But you're basically controlling the velocity of that mass through the water. And the response is, Hercules is very responsive.
Yeah, but we're not going to move until, we're going to move once. So let's get the left in the camera how we like it, and then we'll move over and do the right light.
It's very responsive in some aspects where it will move a small amount with a little input, but to correct that, so if you have that mass moving one way, for example, and you want to move back the other way, it's very sluggish. Because you have a limited amount of power to, stop 6,000 pounds from drifting through the water one way and then change it to the other way. So I think some of the nice pirouettes that we get, that's possible because once you get that mass moving through the water and displacing the water, it kind of wants to keep drifting that way, kind of like a boat drifting.
That makes sense.
And it's easy to kind of make small corrections to continue that velocity. If you've ever played the game Space Invaders, it's similar to that in some aspects.
You mean asteroids?
Or sorry, asteroids, yeah. Where the ship drifts and you got to turn the ship around and thrust the other way.
I love that game. It is infuriating though.
I love that game. I spent a lot of time on that game in college, and probably why I failed math so bad.
Yeah, that was why.
What about the arms? The arms are relatively, instantaneous, aren't they?
Yeah, so all the controls in the video are indeed instantaneous. We have gigabit Ethernet and fiber optic controls to the vehicle.
I see.
So there's
Speed of light.
There's
no
got to
lag.
be some slop to the hydraulics, eh? It's not. There's a little delay.
Yeah, there's, but
Milliseconds.
it's imperceptible to us. If you, for example, if you blink, the average person blinks in about 1/3 of a second. So, what happens when you blink up here? And if you look at it in that kind of perspective, the blink of an eye, not a lot changes when I, by the time I close my eyes and open them again.
Within the context of it being like a agile boat.
Yeah. Yeah, so I try and picture it in my reptile brain as, I think about that mass all the time and which way the mass is, which way I'm moving. So it's kind of hardwired. And same as driving your car, if you're going down the road and you feel it drifting, you kind of naturally, correct. You don't have to think about correcting to keep it in the center lane. If you think back to when you first started driving the car,
Yep.
you like totally had to think about, where the hood is and where the line is, and you were, looking at the hood or looking at all these things to try and keep the car in your lane, as it were. But now you don't even think about it.
Right.
It just happens, right?
Autonomic system takes over.
Yeah, and I was kind of recently reminded of that. I'm teaching my teenagers to drive. They're, so focused on where they are in the lane and trying to get a reference off their mirrors or their hood or whatever. They're forgetting that the car in front of them is stopping. There's a few very harrowing moments.
Yeah, it's hard to explain how to do something that is almost instinctively, instinct at this point. I was trying to teach my girlfriend how to ski this past year, and I learned how to ski when I was like 5. So I don't even know. I just hop on the skis now and go. So I was trying to explain to her. It's like, nope. She just would not.
Just go. Just hop on and
hop
go.
on and point your skis downhill.
Yeah, what's the problem?
Yeah, you're not gonna. Worst that happens is you fall and.
Well, hey, maybe that's just more reason to try and have as many experiences as you can. Find out what you can make autonomic in your life.
Totally. But if you're used to driving your car and you get in somebody else's car or something that's like a total different model, like if you're used to driving a Mini, for example, and you get in a big giant pickup truck, it's going to be a totally different experience. And you're not going to be comfortable, whipping into a parking space or, changing lanes in traffic or something like that. So
Naturally.
there's even, if you're used to, operating one vehicle, then go operate another vehicle. It takes some amount of time to get comfortable with it. And it's all about the comfort level. If you're not comfortable, then you get, the classic pilot-induced oscillations where you're overcorrecting. Just like you see someone, trying to stay in their lane and they're jerking the car left and right. One of the challenging kind of video games I've been playing with my oldest, he's all into the drift video games. And it just irritates the heck out of me. He can drift around the corner in the video game, just blowing my doors off, and I can barely get around without swapping ends. But he's probably, has hundreds of hours ahead of me. But we can, download a new game, and he can, within 20 minutes, have it wired, and I'm still totally struggling. I just don't have that. It hasn't clicked yet how to hold the controls to get the car around the corner while it's sideways.
Despite that, I bet if you picked up, what was it, Space Invaders? No, that video game again.
Asteroids.
Asteroids, they probably come right back to you.
Yeah, I still play it once in a while. I did the retro thing a while back. There's probably a lot of similarities to operating an ROV is driving a boat or flying a quad or airplane, model airplanes, model quads. If you take the autos off on your drone and try and maintain altitude, it's challenging. We're kind of doing the same thing with Hercules, adjusting the control input to get a desired response.
Makes sense.
One of the guys that operates the Drix, he's into the micro drones. And he could fly that drone around in this room and, fly through anything. He could probably fly between the slots of the monitors, and he would definitely fly it between my legs and around my head. And things the size, size of a computer mouse, basically.
I had one of those actually until the cat decided that it was irritating him just a little too much. Swatted it right out of existence.
Sweet.
Yeah, he was quite proud of himself.
I'm challenged with the drones because I grew up flying model airplanes, and that muscle memory of kind of with an airplane, you bank and yank, right? You only have the pitch and roll and your throttle, so 3 commands to deal with. I could never master a helicopter or a drone. My oldest grew up in the age of drones, and he can literally fly circles around me. So we also have the minis and a little, the hoops and whoops all set up. And you can fly a perfect pattern for as long as the battery lasts, and I wind up picking mine up out of the grass every 5 minutes. Blue Robotics has a pretty cool simulator, Blue ROV simulator. That 2 or 3 of us have played around with it, and we found the controls very similar to operating any other ROV. For a free simulation, I thought was.
I consider myself a bit of a Blue ROV expert.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Have
I've
you
hooked on a carabiner and to many platforms.
Sweet.
And a knife, duct tape to a wrench, duct tape to the sub, used to cut lines that hold down our acoustic release floats on platforms that are upside down in the rocks.
With the little one-function gripper?
No gripper, just a wrench, hose clamp to the sub.
Nice.
That's awesome.
And then a knife, hose clamp to the wrench.
It sounds like when people put stuff on top of their Roomba.
It's a bit like what it is. It had about the same control as a Roomba.
Yeah.
Are you operating the Blue ROV Heavy, so it has a true 6 degrees of freedom, or?
I don't know.
So will it so Hercules is always, pretty level, right, with opposed to pitch and roll?
No, yeah. It doesn't it doesn't, it's probably because I don't fly it in manual mode because it gets chaotic, that the pitch and roll is controlled like a drone, like it's done using a gyro, I think.
Yeah.
But actually, like one of the platforms, when I had to cut it with a knife, I needed the ROV to pitch forward, and because the knife and the wrench were at the front of the Blue ROV, I would just turn it onto manual mode and let it fall forwards. And then I'd push it back in automatic, and it would pitch back up, and that's how I was able to cut the line.
Sweet.
Which is pretty freaking funny.
That must have been one very sharp knife.
It was like the orange knives that you see us with.
Yeah.
But the rope was it was thin twine under tension.
Perfect.
And once you're kind of in there with the sub, you just go kind of crazy. You just start raging around.
That's That's what it says in the manual, right?
Yeah.
Step 1, fly carefully.
I think step
400,
I
rage
think the
around.
manual gets thrown out the window when you start duct taping knives to your sub.
So ONC has a
Yeah, we've got a blue.
sweet.
We want to get it. We want to get the top side power unit because I'm sick of the batteries dying.
Yeah.
Our learning team also has a couple of small subs that we've been practicing on to get the kids trying it and get their hands on it. We've, and I can only think of what we called it. We called it Scallop. I can't think of its real name.
Yeah, we built a couple of them. We did the Lego one and the Tupperware one. And there's, what's the one where you do the film canisters with the, you pot the motors with paraffin. You build a little switch box controller. Give me a second. We just had an outreach with them the other day. It's got a little PVC frame with pool noodles for a float.
Oh, sea perch.
Sea perch, yeah.
Yeah, made sea perch before as well. They're fun. Dan, I think this is a lovely comment, so I'll share it with you. Should you ever decide that this isn't what you want to do anymore, you've got some fans who would like you to read audiobooks.
Well, thank you.
It's not the first time he's gotten that. I think he might be onto something there.
Yep. And note that some folks are looking for Tempo Mini, and it might take a few days for the everything to shake out online, because of course our scientists and team are working on it and getting all set. So if you can't find it right away right now, give it a moment. But we'll see your note and maybe get socials to do a post about it so it's easier to find in the coming days.
Yeah, well, will you guys post a link so we can see the video at home?
And that is the suggestion, and I will pass it on to our media team, who will either say thanks for the great idea or tell me to stay in my lane. They're good that way.
They'll probably say thanks either way, and they'll just either do it or won't. Do we want to get a cool science zoom on some of this stuff while we wait?
Yeah, why not? Good idea.
Some alvinelids there. Those
Some pardons?
alvinelids. The polychaete, those red
Go
thingies
presume.
Cool.
on the left there. Yeah, there's all over the place. These are the Pompeii worms. Well, not quite this species, but
Like
they were.
these ones, like the palm worms?
Yeah. They resist to 60, 70 degrees.
They're so funny. They just crack me up.
They look like they have spots on them. Are they bioluminescent?
Iridescent, maybe.
I see.
This one looks like it's waving at us.
Oh yeah, with one of the tentacles.
Yeah.
The branchiae.
Now it looks like it's getting blown away.
I can't decide if they're
See,
fighting.
that's a nice view of the
Oh.
camera. If we could see this, I was gonna be happy if the cameras saw this. Even though it's a bit too close.
I think the closer the better, because then you'll be able to get these. We're probably about the same distance.
Well,
We're probably closer with the Zeus than Tempo Mini.
the thing is, you see only one patch of many different assemblages, right?
Oh, you can't move the camera.
No, there's
it's not a Panatilt.
No. That's why this whole thing, the
It's
lights and the field of view have to be perfect.
I see.
It's
I
an
see.
ROV tiltical camera. That's about it.
Yeah, we could drag it around a bit for you.
Somehow both encouraging and threatening, Dan.
Pretty much.
So is the mouth in the middle of the fronds?
Oh,
on these?
this is snort essentially, right?
Yeah, we will. I think you already asked Steph. We're not leaving this perch yet, Keegan. But we will take a heading when we do.
I don't think Fabio heard you, Ashley.
Fabio,
sorry,
do
sorry.
you know if is the mouth in the middle of the fronds on the little palm worms? How do they eat?
Sorry, the bacteria mat you're talking?
No, the palm worms, how do they eat? Is their mouth in the middle of the fronds?
Oh,
Or is it under the fronds, or?
well, they have this tentacle. They filter feed or suspension feed, but they also have bacteria in them. They have symbiotic bacteria. Yeah, so they have derived from chemosynthesis.
All right. So would you say a majority of the animals here they have some kind of symbiotic?
Yeah,
They're all bacteria farmers?
this white limpets that you see,
Uh-huh.
Like
Lepidodrilus.
these ones?
Yeah,
Okay.
they all have bacteria. Yeah, they're using the sulfide to make sugars. And yeah, the mollusks and the polychaetes, they get the nutrition from the bacteria predominantly. The tube worms exclusively from the bacteria. They don't have guts.
So they're basically, the reason they stick the red part out is to grow the bacteria in the vent fluid?
Yeah, that's the trophosome, the red kind of hairy part. That's where they kind of grow the bacteria.
Just farming bacteria.
Farming bacteria.
Look at the dots on that palm worm.
Yeah, the iridescence from our lights.
It's pretty. Nobody.
Systems are saying they're almost there.
We believe on you, Richard.
Systems can take their time. I could watch these
Yes, cool shot.
worms and limpets all night long.
That's a nice screensaver, eh?
Yeah.
I liked the smoke yesterday as well. The top of Dante, it was like the plume.
Right,
That
thick.
just goes like,
Thick.
yeah, thick and billowy.
I don't know about you guys, but I'm starting to give the palm worms names now.
Yeah. What'd you name it, George?
Well, yeah, George is fighting with Harry next to him, saying, no, this is my hot water.
I feel like I'd name my palm worm Zeke.
Zeke? Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I named the dotted one Zeke.
Yeah. I agree with you. That one's definitely Zeke.
This one here is Zeke the palm worm.
Yeah. Yeah.
All
He's Zeking some warmer water.
Well, we'll keep an eye on him in the Tempo Mini.
Sounds good.
So
Oh.
when the
Scared Zeke.
tube worms retract, like that one did, is that just a defensive mechanism only, or are they doing something? Sometimes you see them all out, sometimes they're like all sucked back in their tube.
I think Fabio's just looking at something right now, but that's my understanding is that when they draw in, it's a defensive mechanism.
They move around a lot.
What?
The tube
Yeah,
worms,
they really
when
do.
they pull themselves into their tube, is that
Yeah.
a defensive behavior?
Oh yeah, they come across this hydrothermal fluids. They're very variable in space and time. They can get too hot, and so they protect themselves going inside the tube, or they can get too toxic if there's too much sulfide. They like the nasty stuff, but there's a limit.
You said the other day that they will respond to tidal fluctuation, even this
Yeah.
far out.
Exactly. That's what we found with the other Tempo Mini camera. After a few years looking at those tube worms and the palm worms and the pycnogonids, so they essentially hide out when the environment's toxic, is more toxic. So when there's a low tide or low pressure,
Yep.
right? So then, sorry, no, the opposite. So when there's high pressure, so the water column presses down on the vent fluid, so there's less fluid coming out, and then the animals come out and hang out on the pycnogonids, for example. They hang out up in the tubes. Ooh, look at that.
That
This
guy.
is a scale worm.
So is the scale worm predatory on the tube worm? Or
It
he
looks
just-
like it's trying to eat some, to eat his trophosome there. Or not. Or maybe just hanging in there.
And you said the crabs like to eat the
What
tube
is that
worms?
furry
Yeah.
caterpillar in the back?
Caterpillar.
It looks like a fuzzy bear.
Oh my
Look at it
gosh.
go.
That's,
Oh, wow.
It's amazing how much is happening in that very small.
What
that,
is
fuzzy bear?
that?
what is that? Is it a sea cucumber?
Like it's moving. It looks
is.
like it
It's
has
totally moving. I thought it was just like a mat of.
Oh, can we zoom further in this?
I think I'm full zoom.
Close,
zoom.
full zoom. That's actually a good shot.
Yeah,
What
there
is that? I never seen something like that.
Cool. Very well camouflaged.
It could be. Oh yeah, it is. Looks like a sea piggy type, or a polychaete actually. Could be an Aphrodite.
It's just got its winter coat on.
It's called fashion.
That's
Let's
high
get,
fashion.
Record this timestamp here.
Scale worms in the way.
Cool.
So fuzzy.
Some folks are wondering where the hot water is coming from, and the hot water, we believe, is seawater that has seeped into the porous crust at this point, and as it becomes heated by the mantle, hot water rises, and so it finds its way out of the cracks in the crust and bubbles out.
So is that different from the plumes, the black smokers?
I don't believe so. My understanding is that the black smoke is because the water's picked up minerals,
Right.
and then when it hits the cold seawater, those minerals precipitate out, which we see as quote-unquote black smoke. And some folks are commenting that this light must be wildly unnatural to these creatures, and I know that's why we don't run Temple Mini's lights all the time, is we don't want to disturb them. But I believe that many of these creatures actually don't have eyes. I mean, I'm generalizing, of course, but the tube worms don't have eyes. Do you know if the palm worms have eyes, Fabio?
I don't know if they have the.
Don't know either, but I mean, seeing as they're not reacting, it might suggest that they don't.
Yeah, they don't, for the most part.
Most of the polychaete worms don't have eyes, and yeah, just some of them have some light sensory type of organs, or even some clusters of light sensitive cells.
But they don't seem to be reacting to our lights in any
No.
great way.
In general, the animals down here don't seem to really react to the lights from Hercules. The biggest reaction I see is when we land Hercules. If we set down on the seabed and make a vibration,
Yep.
they feel that vibration.
That's another fuzzy bear.
Another fuzzy bear.
I was gonna say I think we all spotted it about the same time. There's another fuzzy bear. Huh.
There's two of them. There's one right underneath.
Yeah.
Oh, no, 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 no.
I have a commenter mentioning that we too tend to pull ourselves back into our comfort tubes when things get hot outside, hot or icky outside.
Steph, would you mind making a bio annotation of this fuzzy berry?
I made a highlight annotation.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
Because
I just called it fuzzy animal.
I had to log in with connect with the ONC Starlink, and I'm bumped out of the dive logger
Okay.
for the moment.
Do you want me to add in a specific?
No, it's
I don't know. Anything more specific than that?
I saved the
fuzzy animal. It's just
I saved the timestamp so we can
okay.
look back at it.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm trying to Google to see if I can find anything.
Yeah, I'm gonna Google.
It could be a polychaete family.
I wonder if there's anything in the Nautilus guide.
Oh, it looks like there's a sea spider too, actually. So right above the fuzzy bear,
Oh, yeah.
there's a tube worm, or excuse me, a palm worm, and then sitting on top is this like spider.
Gross. Right here?
Correct.
Gross.
That's
I know.
gross.
No spider-free environments, but I mean technically it's a crab, I guess.
No, it's not much better.
Isn't it technically a crab? It's not a spider.
No.
Crabs are just spiders with better PR.
It's not a crab and it's not a spider. It's a pycnogonid.
A pycnogonid. There you go.
Yeah.
Okay, it's a pycnogonid. A sea spider.
Yeah. But it's not an arachnid.
Arachnagonid.
So where is a pycnogonid's tummy?
Where is the tummy?
Yeah.
Isn't it in their leg? Because their bodies are so small?
That's what I heard.
They're from the order Pantopoda.
Paddle feet.
Mm-hmm.
Paddle feet? Pantopoda?
Panto.
Pantopoda.
What
All
makes
feet.
the polka dots
All
on the
feet.
tube?
All feet, not paddle feet. All feet. My Latin's a little rusty. Not actually spiders, thank you, I appreciate that. Look at all the fuzzy bears.
There's so many of them.
Six.
Yeah, at least 6.
Yeah.
I
Let's
only
see.
get fuzzy
Let me see.
crabs
Let me see.
when I search these
When you
things.
search fuzzy bear,
I didn't put bear. I figured that would.
I'm gonna find right this moment.
Any theories on why the Pompeii worms would have iridescent spots?
I don't have any theories. Lots of animals have that feature.
So
I'd like that featured.
are the fuzzy bears the scale worms with
Yeah, that's what I
Matt,
think.
Matt.
It's definitely a polychaete.
polychaete with
There's a family
Lots
called
of-
Aphroditidae. They have some hairy kind of chaetae. But this one, let me see here.
There's a question, do the lights attract other creatures to the site? We have seen that in our other places with some fish being attracted or elephant seals. Do you know if there's anything that's brought in at these vent sites?
we've had the pollock definitely come in and
Yeah, pollock.
feed in the lights. It's like, I don't know, bats at a stadium or birds chasing bugs in your porch light. We've also had the Humboldt squid attracted to the lasers, where the lasers, when they illuminate a shiny, like a rock on the seabed, squid will come in and grab the rock.
No, interesting, there's some pink scale worms, and then right at the bottom left there's like a gray one. It looks like a pine cone. Now he's at the middle left. But it looks different than the pink ones on the right. The only thing that would make this better was a little bit of smooth techno.
There's at least 3 species of scale worms here that have been described.
That grayish one is hiding again.
Here being where we're looking at, or here being like Endeavor?
Where we're
Here,
looking
here
right
at
now.
main Endeavor field.
Okay.
So yeah, I see the pine coney one on the left. There's a fuzzy one in the middle, and then the pink one's on the right.
Which one's the pine coney one?
So if you look at
Oh.
do you see it at the top left? It kind of
This
looks,
one?
Yeah.
yeah.
Yep, I see it now.
And then there's the fuzzy one kind of bottom.
They really blend in.
Yeah, there's the
Yeah.
fuzzy one, and then the pink ones are, well, pink.
Yeah, I see the fuzzy and the pink ones.
Yeah.
That was the pine cone.
Aren't the ones directly above that? Yeah, a different one?
The little ones?
Yeah.
I don't know.
That could be just a youngster. But this guy here, definitely something different.
Have you collected all these guys, Fabio?
Yeah, we collected in the past, all of them. Last year we collected a bunch of palm worms for a colleague in China and in Montreal. They're doing some mapping out their genome, actually sequencing the entire genome of these palm worms.
Cool.
And that'll tell you which ones are distinct species?
No, they already know which one. There are 2 species here, the Sophinicola, Paravinella sophinicola, and which is the sulfide worms, and the palmiformis, Paravinella palmiformis, the palm worms. They're already separated. They're just trying to discover all kinds of, molecular, all kinds of proteins that they are, resisting this type of environment, or how they get their nutrition from.
Cool. How they withstand 90 degrees?
Yeah, I don't know if 90, but at least 60.
Nice warm bath sounds pretty good right about now.
Huh?
That would be a very
It's
warm bath, my friend.
We have a tepid tub.
Have you guys been at the Haven Spa in Victoria? The new one, the saunas?
No,
Is that the
Nico's
one that's a
been.
boat?
Huh?
Is that the one that's on
Yeah,
a boat?
Yeah,
No, I haven't.
I went there a few weeks ago.
Nico went. He
So
liked-
nice.
Oh, I actually thought you said you go there. I hear it
Nico.
now. Was it good, Fabio?
Yeah, you have the cold plunge and
Oh.
all the saunas and hot tubs, right? Seeing the ocean. That I think the location is mostly what attracts about that place.
Yeah, it's pretty cool there in the harbor.
Yeah, it's a shipping container barge in the harbor.
We're gonna try to get the tepid tub filled up today for solstice celebration.
I heard rumors about that.
Cold dip.
Ooh.
Anna was saying in previous years it's just been full of krill.
Yeah, that's what Allison said. So
How big are these krill?
I have no
Can
idea. I haven't
confirm was
seen 'em.
in the tub with krill last year.
Yeah? How big are they?
Did they krill you softly?
They're very small, but like you can definitely make them out. Like if you take a scoop of water in your hand and like look into it, you'll see a bunch of them.
Is it unsettling?
Yes. For me, who doesn't like those things?
It's like that weird like exfoliation thing, right?
Is it?
I don't think so.
Are they
I
eating
don't
the dead skin?
I don't think they're doing that. I've done that. I've had a fish pedicure. It was very tickly.
Look left just a touch, Jake. That's good. The 2 scale worms were interacting there.
Oh.
Now they've gone their separate ways, like they touch like ants do.
That one of those scale worms has a bunch of stuff stuck to its back.
He's the Wizard of Oz, right?
Yeah, they're gonna like talk to each other.
There's a question in the chat. How often do you estimate that you ID new species during the expedition? IDing new species is a little bit more challenging than just laying eyes on it. In order to truly identify that it's a new species, it needs to be sampled and compared to other genetic ones that are known genetically. And so if we don't sample them, we can mention that we think it's a new species, and we can write about them, but it's not until they're confirmed.
It's a pretty long process, even
Yeah.
if you do.
It takes a long time. It would be cool, though, to just come down here and be like, there's one, there's another one.
Yeah.
But it's quite rigorous. But Fabio, you'll let us know if anybody, if any of those are new, you'll let us know.
Of course.
Yeah, perfect.
Oh, look, there's a different color scale worm. Does that count?
Where are you looking, Dan?
The gray one?
Right in the
Yeah.
middle.
The pinecone one. I wonder if they experience that heat like we would experience wind. I mean, it looks like it's pushing them around, but maybe they just don't notice anymore.
The palm worms seem like they're almost territorial, like they're arguing with each other.
They're fighting for the flow, the better flow, the best flow.
Are they actually doing that, or are they just dancing around in the flow?
Well, they don't have symbionts. They are farming bacteria pretty much because they have guts, so they digest. They are predominantly eating bacteria.
Right.
And yeah, and either from the vent fluid or from the bacterial mats surrounding them.
ROV's moving, Dick.
I hope that the camera can look at some of this shimmering.
Are
Come wide
these-
video?
Are these tube worm tubes to the right here?
Yeah,
Okay, cool.
I saw the vehicle trending
Yeah.
forward.
Yeah. I've been watching it in the down camera there.
It's kind of just been like going back and forth, but
Yeah.
What a neat little metropolis. Does it make you wonder how many things are looking at us the same way?
No.
No. Okay, just
we
checking.
have a recovery deadline here, AJ. No? Can stay here forever until...
Until we run out of juice. Speaking of which,
yeah.
haven't done that in a while.
I'm reading here that some enzyme studies suggest that the lethal temperature for these palm worms or sulfide worms is 63 degrees.
How do they determine that?
Well, the enzymes, you expose them to heat, right? So the enzymes are protein, and the heat denaturates them at some stage. So their three-dimensional structure kind of collapses with the heat, so that they cannot function anymore. So they found that sweet spot at 63 degrees Celsius.
Do you think that
So
fuzzy one's
here-
really called a fuzzy bear?
If not, we could
Christen it?
we could christen it.
Okay, all right. So for now, it's a fuzzy bear.
No, I'm not familiar, but I'm gonna look it up.
What do you call that? 4? No. 2.5, 3, 3.5.
Three and a half. No such thing.
On the res, yeah.
A note from
Because that's a
systems
2.5
that they're making
significant
progress.
gauge.
Oh yeah.
And it's 3, 3.5, 4, 4.5, 5, yeah. Not quite 4.
Let's all give a little bit of motivation.
4, 6.
How can I use all the other emojis?
The plus smiley.
Ah,
8.
should I put a heart or
Hard eyes.
heart eyes? This?
Yeah.
6, 7, 6.
How come you connect to the VPN and the internet immediately becomes the slowest thing in the world? Makes it sort of removes the incentive of doing work here.
7, 6.
Fabio, if you've got a moment, what is the objective with the installed camera and lights, and how will the info be used?
Well, we have been monitoring this benthic communities for 10 years at a slightly different spot at Grotto Tower,
650.
a few tens of meters away from here.
Mm-hmm.
And this is we're attempting a new site where there's more activity in the hydrothermal flow. So the fauna is way more diverse than the site that we were. So that's a new spot. So we want to look at these worms at the high temporal resolution. So we're going to record videos every hour or every couple hours.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of questions about
Yeah, you can zoom in
biorhythms,
again.
how they respond to daylight or to day, night, or diel periodicities. And as I mentioned before, we already know they respond to these fluctuations in tidal cycles. But also, this is next year. There's a proposal for us to do a defaunation experiment.
A what?
Defaunation, so essentially we're going to scrape off half of this wall and see how fast they grow back. And this is because you probably heard about deep sea mining and how this is eminent and it's taking place in a lot of sites around the globe.
Mm-hmm.
Some well, this chimneys happen to, the sulfides, when they deposit, there's all kinds of other minerals. There's gold, silver, cobalt,
Copper.
And so there are companies out there that are, claiming, and they want to start mining these places, and scientists are gathering as much information as possible how these mining activities would impact these ecosystems. And creating this artificial disturbance will be one way to, okay, how fast, if a mining company comes here and takes a chunk of this sulfide structure, how fast it would grow back and how fast this community will reestablish itself.
But I've just grown attached to Zeke. We can't mine him.
Sorry?
I've just grown attached to Zeke.
Zeke?
Yeah, my worm. We can't mine him.
Yeah.
But this area is in a marine protected area, so that
Yeah,
will
for
ultimately
sure.
protect it. But we do need the data to know
Yeah,
elsewhere.
to make a parallel to other systems.
Now, Fabio, have you eaten any of these creatures?
Why would I have? Just because I ate sea pig the other day?
Well, I mean, I do feel like you know, if you're, I'm just extrapolating. I'm curious.
No, I never ate those. They would taste like rotten eggs, probably, because of the sulfide.
That makes sense. And all the gastropod-looking species covering the rocks and tube worms, those are limpets.
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 You want to go eat, Jake?
Like 10 minutes.
Oh my god, this morning already.
We'll sit there and get a stretch before you eat.
All right.
Huh? Yeah. We gotta... Yeah. The ones that serve them. So maybe that means troubleshooting for me. Yeah.
All right.
Deal with the tool basket.
It sounds like systems is having some trouble with this, so we're going to let them be, and we'll come back to it later. So maybe we can carefully fly away and go get the Maris seismometer.
Roger.
Right in time for breakfast.
Okay, if you go wide for me, that'd be great.
I'll see if I can sneak out. And we're not going to take a heading now in case we do end up shifting it once the picture comes through.
Okay, where are we heading now?
So we're going to go get the Maris seismometer, which is north of us. I don't see it in the ROV nav. Where is it? In
You can start with a 10
high-pack
meter
survey.
move to the east.
It's on the other side of
sorry,
North
west.
Tower.
Go west.
Is it MEF seismometer
way.
chain
Yes.
1?
This way.
Yeah, that's it.
Oh, roger.
Yeah, this time I want to go follow the cable up. I made a mistake of going over the smoker last time. I won't do that again. I'll go get the cable.
There's a hydrothermal vent between you and it, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, here.
Yeah.
Okay, are you going up and over, or are you going around?
No,
You going around?
You can go west right now if you want. I know,
Okay.
I know for that 10 meter move that you did west. Well, here's the cable for it here.
Okay.
So if you want to put Atalanta behind me, that'd be great on this side of the smoker. We went through it last time, and we had to move to the west anyways once we got there. So
Yeah, okay. Bridge, nav. Hey, can we have 10 meters west, please? Thank you.
And that'll get Atalanta far enough away from the vent we can go by it.
Oh,
Hey.
Temple's lights just came on.
Light came on. I knew that would happen.
Oh, it's off now. Don't worry.
And
Never happened.
This guy's just gushing here at the top.
What do we do now? Keep going?
They're still troubleshooting it.
Okay.
Don't let the light fool you.
Man, that's a cool looking environment.
And then once you get west, you can do 20 meters north, should do us.
Roger.
I think this would be a good screensaver too, AJ.
Yeah.
Get a 360.
AJ, has there been a chance to test the bars probe again?
You want that move now, Dan? North.
Yep.
With what intention?
Bridge now.
Did you get my email?
No.
Can we have
okay.
20 meters north, please?
Just to see if
Thank you.
hard coding the reference temperature could still result in normal, not normal, but like realistic temperatures.
Ooh, it's a good one.
We're not taking any gas tights anymore, I've been told.
Okay. If there's time to kill and we're near one, maybe consider it.
Okay.
Maybe
when did you send that email?
I think last night. Let's see.
Oh yeah, here it is.
Yeah, right, not going to be perfectly stable because
for whatever reason it had been marked as red, even though I don't remember reading it.
Well, actually I read it before I sent it, so that's probably why.
Oh, that makes sense.
Yeah, we can give it a shot next time we want to try a gas tight. That's cool. And did you want to go down for breakfast right at 7:30 or?
I do not have a preference so long as I get breakfast.
Okay.
My preference is to eat.
Okay. I'm happy to hang out here for a bit if you want to go.
Sure.
I'll grab the dive plan from you when you head out.
It's a pretty good view in the 360.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
Looks like a Fantasia scene.
It does have a very Fantasia scene to it, doesn't it? So got some folks asking questions in the chat. Could the fuzzy be bacteria growing on a scale worm, i.e. is it fuzzy because of the bacteria? Absolutely could be. That's the kind of thing that Fabio is going to see if he can find a species and investigate for us, and hopefully report back with either information about what's going on there or what species it might be.
I'm gonna try and turn on the downlights here. I might see what happens. We get better light or worse.
I think it helps
Better or
balance it
worse
out.
light?
I think I like
What's
it
that?
without.
I think it helps balance it out because of that white.
Roger.
That bacteria is so white, my brain keeps telling me snow. Definitely not snow.
I want to stick my hand in it.
Ooh. I bet that would change real quick. I mean, I
Well,
bet...
maybe just get close, kind of close. Maybe not directly.
Your hand is a new temperature probe.
Hot, very hot.
It's very hot.
Too hot.
Too hot. Yeah, what did we get yesterday? 365 Celsius?
Something
Yeah.
like that, yeah.
Yeah. I think you'd become very aware of it quickly.
Wouldn't take you long to figure out how warm it
I
was.
don't know. I'm feeling pretty cold right now, so it's looking pretty good.
I feel like it'd be like getting a blast out of a jet engine. Like it, not only is it really hot, but it looks like it's moving real fast.
I usually come in here at midnight and turn the fans down just a little bit before Amber turns them back up at 8. So.
The war of the fans. There's a great question. Is it sites like these where cellular life is believed to have emerged? I don't know if believed is the right word or theorized. But there is definitely a school of thought thinking that these hydrothermal vents may have been the place where...
Sorry, I can't hold still, actually.
Where life may have...
Trying here.
Kind of started or at least congregated.
Boat's moving.
And some folks noticing that there appears to be less life at the top. And I believe that's part of the experiment that Fabio is interested in. They want to know what the colonization is like. Where does it settle? How long does it take it to settle there? What grows, what doesn't grow? All very valid observations. Oh, baby.
Is the only reason it can get so hot because of the pressure? Is it a pressure cooker?
That was my understanding.
Okay, cool.
Is that basically the pressure is what's keeping it from boiling, which is allowing it to kind of exceed normal temperatures. But again, my understanding is so limited to what I've been told.
Seems like it makes sense.
Yeah, well, it's like I guess I rationalize it like, you know, when you have like super cooled liquids where they're not the ice, but they're still liquid because of pressure.
If you watch it long enough, you can see it growing.
You can see what?
See them growing. You can see
Oh.
like little particles.
We saw that yesterday on one of the ones that we got some fluid out of. We kind of crunched it open and then it got a black rim on it.
Stare at it long enough, you can see the future.
Totally.
That too.
Hope to live long enough to see the video from another planet of this. Pretty convinced it's happening somewhere else. Or another moon. Whatever.
Dan.
Yeah?
How high up are we? How tall is this chimney?
It's hard to say. I'd have to, let me look back through my history here and I'll tell you. I can't totally trust my altimeter, but I was at 2,187 meters of depth. Currently I'm at 2,180, is that right? Also hard to read those little numbers.
So 7 meters tall?
2160. Wait. No, 2180.
Here, I can do this. This makes it easier. It's still little bitty numbers.
Yeah, it is. 2180.
2180 versus... Well, that's not right.
Oh yeah, that's not right at all.
Short answer, I don't know.
They're tall. They're tall enough.
I'm pinging 10 meters of altitude when we back away here. If well, we can get a height, which will be soon because Atalanta is. Where's Herc?
Under in the cloud.
Yeah, I think Atlanta's 26 meters above me.
There's a question here, just while you're working on that. It says, are there divers aboard for more shallow work?
Okay, you can go wide. Thanks.
Or is that too unsafe? And the answer is more complicated than just unsafe. We don't have any divers on board because all the sites we're going to are simply too deep for divers. That being said, there is a place called Folger Pinnacle on the Ocean Networks Canada network. It's very close to Vancouver Island, and being at a pinnacle, it's only about 20 meters in depth, and so that one is sometimes serviced by divers. They take down a couple T-boss and clean off the camera lenses there. We also have one in Campbell River. If we don't need to redo the whole thing, then we can service it with divers as well. But all of the sites that we're out on this expedition, it's just simply not possible for divers. Dan, you've got some folks agreeing with you. They're hopeful that we could see this on Enceladus in the future.
Yeah. Well, I'm tagging 11 meters underneath Herc right there.
Cool. So 11 meters tall. That's pretty big.
Atlanta's still moving, is it?
Yeah.
Ah, now I see me.
It's a very philosophical statement.
What's that?
What Dan just said.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
Herc just sliding out of the put on there. Is this the one that we call North Tower?
Yeah.
I might need another bump north.
Yeah, you want another
Yes.
15?
Yes, please.
Bridge, nav.
We'll have to drop Atalanta down, and wouldn't
Can
be
we
a
have
good idea
15
right now.
meters north, please? Thank you.
I need to be able to lower Atalanta to get down. I can't yet.
Right, right.
Also want to French fry Atalanta in the North Tower pump.
I also don't want that.
I thought it would go west
A little
far
more.
enough. Yeah, just enough to
Yeah.
lower us down. Maybe we did 20 west last time. I can't remember.
That's a little baby chimney.
Do you want another 5 west?
Yeah, we're going to have to come back by here
Yeah.
carrying a heavy piece of equipment. So
Yeah.
I was trying to get it dialed into. I won't be able to do any of this fun stuff on the way back. I'll have to be all business.
Bridge, nav. Can we have 5 meters west, please? Thank you.
We're just trying to move Atlanta out of the plume here so I can actually come down and get on that cable to head north.
Gotcha.
So you did some more MacGyvering on the temp probe on its software this time?
Yeah, and the script I'm using to kind of pull out just the temperature fields from the bars data string.
All right.
The reference thermistor was reading 40 to 100 C just in ambient water. So we've hard-coded in a 2-degree reference temperature as the offset for the thermocouple. And believe it or not, it's reading 2 degrees C.
Okay, I
Bridge
can
nav.
see my tether now.
Can we have 10 meters north? Thank you.
Systems has the Tempo Mini stream up. It's not yet available in our oceans camera control, but they've posted a preview image that looks like a tube worm colony to me.
Can you imagine if they posted it and it looked like rabbits or something?
I would be skeptical that that was the Tempo Mini feed.
Okay.
Says we're recording 4K and a lower rate feed is now available in the camera control in oceans.
That's good news.
That is good news, yeah. Nice job with the installation.
Dan,
Want to push in there a bit nicer?
Dan, does Herc automate its station keeping, or can you make it automate it, or are you constantly providing input when it's on station?
It does have automated station keeping capabilities.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, just trying to
No worries.
get a shot here. It has a Doppler velocity log on it that reads the seabed with 4 beams. And if our altitude is between 1.8 meters and approximately, what is it, 70, 80 meters altitude, I can press a button up here that we call Auto XY, and it will reasonably hold its position, but it can't hold position to like get a shot like this at the moment. I have a toe touching somewhere. Atalanta is like stuck in the plume. We moved the boat like quite a ways. It's like a magnet.
Yeah.
Is it like when you sit around a campfire, the smoke just gets drawn to you?
Yeah. I think we're north of it yet. Should be, because I'm looking south, right?
On our far right, is that a sea spider, a pycnopodia?
No, I don't know.
Oh, looks kind of spidery.
Are we able to have a look at him?
Sure. Ooh, let me turn that down so it's not so crazy fast. More. Okay, you can zoom in there.
Are you looking at the white or black one?
Oh,
Monica?
just to the right. I think she's looking at the.
I was looking at the white one, but you're right. There's a black one right there, and then right above it is a white one. I wonder if that's like the crab we saw earlier. It's deceased, and that's why it's covered in fluff.
Oh.
Oh shoot! I'm full zoom.
Well, I like this shot because there's both.
Are you all the way in there? Are you?
Yep.
I could give you some manual zoom. That's about it. I saw it move its leg.
The black one?
Yeah. Thought I did. Yeah.
Is it moving it on purpose or just flapping in the breeze?
I think he's moving.
There's definitely 8 legs there though, right?
Yep.
Oh, that looks intentional.
Yeah.
Tarantula.
Yeah, I wonder if the white one is like the crab. It's covered in bacterial mat because it's not alive anymore.
Yeah, I don't see any legs moving over there.
No, it's
Oh,
definitely.
look, there's one. I
Oh,
see
he
like
is
there's
moving.
4 of them in that shot.
More spiders?
Yeah, where do you see
Black
spiders.
ones? Oh, yeah, there's one up higher by the, what's
Very-
that worm thing?
Very
yeah.
top of the
The
screen.
pink worm.
Oh yeah, and there's another white one actually
I
behind
think
the
the
original
white
white one.
is alive. It's moving.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, the white one is moving.
Okay, I'm gonna have to do the spider dance if I keep watching this.
Interesting, the white one is alive. Ha! And there's another white one coming up behind it.
Yeah.
Huh, I wonder if there's an advantage to being fuzzy.
Well,
I mean, it's
folks,
cute.
Is it?
Cute advantage.
I don't know. It's still a spider, man. Or, sorry, it's spider-like. It's a Pycnopodia.
that's Atalanta almost halfway between here and our next engineering target. I think we're going to have to zoom out and boogie-woogie.
Time to move on?
I think so, yeah.
Thanks.
Yeah, some folks in the chat are like, no, I'm pretty sure the white one's moving. Yeah, agreed. It is actually moving.
Can we try to look at Herc with Atalanta?
Yeah, I'm going to come right under it and like it's looking straight down, so you'll see it here momentarily. No, I don't think it's worth spinning around, but I'm going to come down, get on the cable, and make tracks to the north. Can you come down with me, Danny? Can you come down with me? Okay, that's good. Huh, I thought it was further north than
Wait,
this.
yeah, that's it already?
Yeah, you can, sorry, I thought it was way further north than this. I was looking at this one.
Yeah, that's what I was looking at too.
Are you sure we're at the right place?
Well, this is the one we're recovering. Is there a date on the other one?
2023.
Come down a couple meters, Danny, and then
And what's its full
spin
name?
Atalanta around.
MEF seismometer chain 1.
Hmm.
Well, this is the one, didn't we put 2 up here? Or?
So there was a multi-piece one that was recovered last year. And then, Dan, this was the one I think you had the juggling act with the floats. If you remember well, I'm sure.
Oh, yeah.
So AJ told me the one we're picking up has only one bungee securing the sensor down.
Correct.
And if this one fits that description, it's the only one I'm aware of, but I can run down and double check if there's any doubt.
Oh, this is it.
Yeah, that's the float we brought down on the tool basket.
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah, I thought we went further north last time. See my green track up there? What is going on here? See this green track? That was me.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So I was expecting to move another 15 meters north. There's some funkiness there.
Yeah, so we're going to be demating the oily cable. We'll need to throw.
It looks like, I don't like Herc's tether there. Let's come up easy for me, Danny.
Coming up.
Does this look like what I think it looks like? Or?
Yeah, it looks like a little twist.
It says we have 0.0 telegraphs.
Okay, I'll stop. I gotta go do some tether management here. I don't like it.
Okay.
Can.
That's weird.
Did you zero the tether wraps on accident?
No. Sometimes it does that. Okay. Sometimes just doing a turn to put it to 0 is, I don't know. That's looking pretty good there, so. But we're 180, so.
Ouch.
No, we've been joyriding, sightseeing.
Ouch, Jake, ouch. Dan, what's the service life of an ROV like Herc?
What's that?
How long does Herc last?
Herc was built in the turn of the century. We have, besides Ventana and Ropos, it's one of the oldest operating, at least in this hemisphere, one of the oldest operating research ROVs out there. But like Ventana and Ropos, it looks nothing like it did when it was brand new. It's been highly modified and upgraded and retrofitted over the years. We also have one of the oldest working craft manipulators in existence. It's because we give it lots of love and take excellent care of it for the most part.
And how long do you expect it to last?
Hercules?
Or your craft arm?
The craft arm it's on its last, probably its last year of its service life. It becomes, there's a point where it becomes more cost effective to replace it than it does to maintain it.
Understood.
But Hercules, yeah, as you know, has had lots of upgrades. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to back off here and come up and let Jake deal with figuring out where to land to unplug this thing. Because I'm starving. I'm going to go eat breakfast.
All right. Oh, I guess we'll wait for them to go on comms. What is this?
Some folks are asking, what's for breakfast? I don't know. Folks who have returned, what's for breakfast?
Bacon and eggs.
Awesome.
Same as every day.
Same as every day.
Actually, there's chocolate croissants today and
Pancakes.
pancakes.
Ooh.
They
So
also have that,
it's a better day than every
weird
day.
fluffy egg cake that is incredible.
Weird fluffy egg crepe that is incredible.
Cake.
Cake. Fluffy egg. There you go. That's what's for breakfast.
So, Jake,
Yeah.
if you want to land us somewhere where we can do the disconnect. So it's, yeah, the one on the left is
Good
the
morning.
one that we're after.
I can barely hear you there, AJ.
What about now?
Yeah, I got you now.
Yeah, so we're looking for this one on the left to sit and then do the disconnect. So
Okay.
anywhere flat.
Jake, I'm passing video off to Amber.
Okay.
We're gonna have to dig Fletcher out of the box.
Lynette, where's Rennie? Did he fall in a hole?
He's still got 2 minutes and 7 seconds.
I know, but I didn't even see him at breakfast. I think you're in trouble, Lynette.
We have a deal that for every second that he's late, he has to do a push-up. So
That's an old one. You guys have been doing
Watch
that
it
for a
happen.
long
I know,
time.
I know.
That's why Reddy's jacked, by the way.
exactly. Always
Just
late
trying
to
to
watch.
turn around.
If I need to come down, let me know.
Yeah, we can reposition the platform onto this flat area if that makes your life easier. You know what I mean? Like if you sit here,
Yeah.
and then we can just pull the whole platform to the left a little.
Good morning.
This is big old
It's
rock
a bit
right
like
there.
bumper cars in the rocks there, eh?
Yeah. It's no good place to sit down.
I can give you some.
Yeah, you come down a bit.
The land is directly over top of you.
Roger.
Oh, how many seconds is that?
That was like exactly.
It's gotta be at least one push-up.
There's at least a push-up in there.
Rennie, you're 10 seconds late.
All right, do you
Yeah.
guys, are you going to do the connection like this, or do you want to move the platform?
I don't know. How do you feel about doing it?
I feel
From
like
this
I can do
angle?
it like this, but I need a Fletcher, so I have to go find
Yeah,
a
you got to go
Fletcher.
find a parking position, correct?
Okay.
Parking position, yes, not
It's
a
in
Fletcher.
the bio box.
That's
The
there's a
starboard
lot of
box.
stuff in there.
Yeah, it's buried. Let me get comfortable.
I think you'll need the sample salvo for this.
This might call for sample salvo. A bigger screen.
Yeah,
It'll give you a better view. You want me to hit it?
yep, go ahead.
That's not it.
Oh, yeah.
That works.
Oh, there. Yeah, there we go. Yeah.
Oh, it's right there on top. You didn't even need the salvo.
Didn't even need it. All right, going back to dive.